Today I'm here with
Ian.
I'm Chan.
and I'm Key. I want to talk about a really prevalent problem that I've seen lately, and that is AI deepfakes. AI deepfakes are AI generated or modified videos or images that can show someone doing something that they have never done. And this has a lot of implications on how it can be used and how average people that are not able to identify can be affected by it. And I want to explore how these are relevant to our lives as well as why you should care about it. So Chan, can you
Yeah.
explain more?
Yeah, so have you guys ever been on Instagram or TikTok and you see a public figure talk about a topic and it might be kind of hard to understand if it's AI or not? That's the main issue we have in the topic. I think one of the key solutions we should have is that whenever a video is made with AI, it's important to always identify it. So maybe some trademarks or maybe the flagging of an account. For example, if a video has AI in it, if it gets flagged for AI, this way there's a lot of consequences if, for example, it's a public figure that spreads misinformation and they don't actually spread misinformation, but it's through AI, their public figure can be ruined. And yeah, and I'll pass it off to Ian to explain more about that.
Yeah, so in that case what Chan said, that deception can be misinformation and you don't know who's talking to you. It could be just like some misinformation that's not true at all and there's no idea about what's happening and it's just not true. And then when you have those deep fakes, out in the public and no one knows and you can't vet it instantly and say, hey, this is not a real person and what they're talking about isn't true, it can just spread in a massive misinformation and cause lots of disinformation across the community. And I'll leave it to Key again.
Yes, those are very important aspects, but another aspects we should talk about is how it can affect privacy issues. Many of those deepfakes are collecting data about people's facial structures and maybe building a profile around those people. And that is a really a concern that we should talk about because information such as that can be used to be manipulated, such as examples given by Ian and Chan. And I wanted to think about how we can prevent these issues. And so, Ian, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I have one idea. We could just outright ban it. That'd be so much more simpler just to not have deep fakes and just use our own cameras, just have our own faces online. If we're gonna put our face on, just have our real face and just see who we are as real people. And I can maybe change one idea for ourselves.
Yeah, I would say another one, it comes down to the user's literacy. For example, not trusting accounts that are maybe not the official one. For example, if you see a public figure and you almost automatically trust what they say, you should always look at what the account is. Is it from their own personal account or is it from a different account that maybe is not as trustable? I think that also matters in terms of identifying and exploring where the information is true and false.
So those two are, I think, really great solutions. And a personal solution that I have is that we should be more transparent about how these should be handled. Everything should be labeled, and if not, could be have some consequences upon it, such as a ban on social media or a public fine. And maybe for even more serious cases, it should be taken to court to be disputed. And so now that's out of the way, I want to talk about one final thing that could impact you and everyone who's vulnerable, and that is how to identify these deepfakes and how to avoid them because they are really such prevalent in our society on many social medias. So Ian, what do you think?
Yeah, one thing that you can always look out for is on social media content nowadays they would say contains AI generated content. Look out for that and it's a good flag to say, okay, this may and may not be real. You can just go back and check the sources if it's real or not. How much in?
Yeah, I think that's one of the great ways, also knowing which accounts are trustworthy or not. And obviously just understanding that in social media, a lot of the account or information may not be true when you log in, especially as AI is developing and becoming more and more realistic.
And that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I want you to, next time you see a video that could be appear as a real person, I want you to analyze it and see if it's actually real or a AI deepfake. Thank you.